Hello and welcome. I'm Dave Guskin, executive producer of Legends of Runeterra, and we're here today to talk a bit about Legends of Runeterra's future and the impact of the recent changes at Riot. With me here today, I have a few familiar faces. There's Andre Van Roon, the head of League Studios.
Hey, folks.
Mark Merrill, our chief product officer and co-founder of Riot. And then Eric Shen, who's our current product lead and will soon be our new executive producer of Legends of Runeterra. I don't have my baton on me, unfortunately. I can't hand it off.
We'll get it later.
Yeah, we'll get it later.
Hi, folks.
Let's start with how we got here. Mark, if you want to talk a little bit about kind of the history of lore.
Sure. So, we first started working on what ultimately became Legends of Runeterra back in 2011. A lot of us, were huge fans of, CCGs. Part of the the thesis and opportunity that really excited us as players was the fact that, in a lot of CCGs, one of the things we all loved to do was build decks. And so we wanted to have a business model that was incredibly generous to players, that enabled people to have a lot of cards to then get into that fun experimentation and not feel like I've got to go spend hundreds of dollars in order to go get the cards, even build the decks and figure out.
Let people try it.
Yeah, exactly. Like Shadow Isles deck should feel very different than Demacia and all of the combinations that we thought were really fun. And what's great is we delivered that, but we sort of never really get the formula right. We were always spending a lot more money investing in the game and supporting the community than the game was bringing in, and so essentially being subsidized by our other products. So we tried a lot of things over the last couple of years to figure out how to grow the audience and what would resonate with players. And so we sort of reached a point where we had to make some changes to try to get to a place of sustainability, because players have been so committed to this game, and we know so many people love the game, that we want to keep finding a way to deliver this awesome game that people love.
Yeah, I think the commitment and the love from the player base is one of the reasons we've got a lot of faith in the future of the game and a lot of that desire to keep improving and innovating on it.
Yeah, we've had players come along for the journey with us a lot here. We've done a lot of changes with PvP. We've tried doing Lab of Legends, which then became the Path of Champions. And what we've seen is that we've spent a lot of time on making the PvP side of the game much better. And players are actually spending a lot of their time in PvE. So it's kind of like, hey, it's probably appropriate for us to shift the focus a little bit, maybe line it up a little bit better, where we're spending more of our time on PvE because that's where the players are.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, Lab of Legends, when that mode first came out, it shot up in popularity. It spiked over even standard ranked at that time. And that's why we've been building on that mode for so long, developing ultimately into the Path of Champions. Right. And it continues to be our most popular mode, where both the actives and the hours, really, players are playing more games in that mode than even in standard ranked.
So our big content and systems focus is going to be on Path of Champions, correct?
Right, yeah. We know we have an excellent card game, and we don't want to lose that. But we're going to be shifting more of our attention, more of our time toward improving the Path of Champions mode.
And ultimately, what we're doing is we're taking the resources we have and we're applying them to where the players really are.
This upcoming set that's releasing soon is going to be our last set as players currently know them. That doesn't mean we're not going to be releasing more champions, but it does mean that we're going to be changing the focus to be more on those champions in the Path of Champions. You two have given lore a ton of support over the years, and I really appreciate that. I think that's continued up to today and will continue in the future.
Very much so. I mean, I think we're doing this across Riot as a whole in terms of how we try and pull our world building, our storytelling together, and looking for opportunities for the different games to support each other more. We want to get a lot more connection between lore and League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics, and Wild Rift. Get some of that sharing of ideas back and forth.
Yeah, lore obviously has a strength in the PvE section, but then of course TFT has the strategy stuff, and League of Legends has the champions. Yeah, so that takes us to what I think is an exciting new future for lore. Eric, you want to kind of talk us through what's happening with this new focus on the Path of Champions?
Yeah, absolutely. We've actually been working on stuff for a while. So one of the big things that are coming out really soon is our big expansion to the map of Runeterra with the Freljord section. So right now, players have been beating up on Aesol for a while. They've been looking for something new, and Lissandra is going to be our new big bad. Not Tryndamere, sorry.
No, it's okay. Get her.
Great. Yeah, get her out of here. Yeah. Players are going to try their best, but we're really excited to see what they think of it. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, and that's intentionally so.
And how OP can I be?
You can be OP, because along with Freljord, soon after that, we're going to do what we think is the full expansion to the mode itself. So we call it Constellations. It's a feature in which we take the star powers that players have now with up to 3 power, and it's going to go to 6. So we're going to have 20 champs coming out, 6 stars. Yes, get excited. Just a full step function level increase in power to match the difficult that they've put out there in the Freljord adventure.
Awesome.
We're not just doing 6-star existing champions though here, are we?
There will be brand new champs as well. So the ones that you take from 0-star all the way up to 6-star. So for those who love the grind, that's there for them too. Both some lore originals, some champs that exist now. So the whole gamut's going to be represented. Every region's got a champ.
Want to share a few of the champions we're going to be adding?
Aatrox has been playing really well. That's been one that people have been really liking during the playtest sessions. There's a lore original that we're testing out with Nora. So we think she's going to come to the Path of Champions and just delight players with what we have in store there. So some portal action.
Yeah, love me some portals. Let's go.
Just the, 3-star, 6-star, just all of a sudden your board is filled. It's a lot of fun.
The true Nora experience.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And when Arcane comes out later this year, anything we're thinking there?
I mean, never say never, but definitely Lissandra might be quaking in her boots of what we have coming after that.
Well, and I think a lot of this exciting stuff that's still coming, demonstrates also that, we're, of course, still committed to Legends of Runeterra. So just wanted to take a moment to, again, say thank you to everybody that's been with us on this journey for Legends of Runeterra. Also, again, just want to say thank you, Dave, for all the hard work and effort over the many years. And, and also, you're not totally going away.
That's true. Yeah, I'll still be around.
Yeah, Dave's going to go work a little bit in R&D on some other cool stuff we have in the pipe.
Yeah, and I also want to really say thank you to all of our players. I think this has been an amazing experience being on Lore. It's been an amazing team. I have a lot of faith in Eric and him being able to kind of take it to the future. And I think that we have a lot of support.
Absolutely. And there'll be a lot going on throughout the year. We're going to make sure we keep talking regularly with you folks, sometimes formal like this, sometimes more informal. If you want a few more details, we'll also got an FAQ going out at the same time as this video that'll cover some more stuff. We're really excited to see what Eric and the team cook up this year.
Yeah, no pressure.
How are you feeling, Eric?
I'm excited, dude. We got a lot for players. We got a great roadmap, so I'm ready to hit the ground running, get to work.
Well, on that note, thank you all for being here with us. Got a lot of exciting stuff in the future, and we're going to go get to it. So thank you all. See you in game.
Yeah, thanks
all.
everyone.